Welcome to Celebrating Endings and New Beginnings, the December monthly meeting of Female Wave of Change Canada. And it is also, as many of you may know, our first anniversary celebration of the incorporation of Female Wave of Change Canada. So it's an exciting time for us all here. So this evening, through an interactive and engaging conversation, you will experience the energy and joy of celebration. You'll honor and celebrate each other along with members of Female Wave of Change Canada. You'll learn a process to support you to both connect with and review your accomplishments and the endings and what you've achieved over the last year, and also another process to help you set intentions and plan for the coming year. You'll also have the opportunity to win some prizes. So anybody who has signed up and actually attends is going to have the opportunity to win prizes. More about that later. As mentioned, we are part of Female Wave of Change, and I am honored, for those of you folks who don't know me, my name is Pamela Thompson, and I am honored to be the Ambassador for Canada of Female Wave of Change Global, which is a social movement that was started in the Netherlands about 4 years ago and is now in almost 50 countries around the world. And we have women from all walks of life, leaders in their families, communities, workplaces, and in their own businesses. So it's quite an exciting time, and there's lots of amazing women to connect with, both across Canada and also internationally as part of this network. We believe that valuing and integrating authentic feminine leadership qualities into our families, communities, workplaces, and businesses holds the key to creating a better world, a more conscious, equitable, just, sustainable, and peaceful one. And for those of you who might be wondering what I mean about authentic feminine leadership qualities, I mean qualities such as creativity, compassion, collaboration, intuition, inclusiveness, qualities generally associated with the feminine. That said, men can learn these and model them as well. However, we're poised, if you will, and we're on a mission to strengthen and value and recognize those feminine qualities and bring them together in various organizations and institutions so that they better dance and balance out the masculine qualities that really are how many of our organizations and systems have been built. And it's really now more than time to have the feminine and these qualities come into play now that we're dealing with so much uncertainty and so much complexity. So before I share a bit about our accomplishments as Female Wave of Change over the next year, I'd like you to play with me for a moment. I'd like you to think about something that you accomplished that you're really proud of. And it could be something you've done in the last week, it could be something you've done in the last month, it could be something you've done in the last year. So just think for a minute about something that you're really proud of that you accomplished recently. Everybody got something? Okay, now I invite you to feel it in your body. Just feel it in your body. And I'm going to, at the count of 3, I'd like you to play with me and say woohoo. I know it's a bit corny, but I would like you to do it. I invite you to do it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Woohoo! Okay, again. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Again. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
So how does that make you feel in your body? Anybody?
Woohoo!
I don't know about you, but a lot of my life, I didn't do too much woohooing. I didn't do so much celebrating. I was so busy checking off I checked off my to-do list, but I really didn't feel it in my body. I just thought, okay, that's done, on to the next thing. Does anyone relate to this?
Oh, yeah.
And it's more than time for us to start celebrating ourselves, because it really does, when we celebrate, it energizes up. It releases really positive hormones in our body, and it makes us feel that we really deserve all that we have and more, right? So it's a really good thing to get into the habit of doing, of celebrating yourself. So now what I'd like to do is I'd like to share with you some accomplishments that we've had over the last year. So for those of you who are new, it'll give you a sense of where we've been. And for those of you who are members, you might learn something new as well. So I'm going to share my screen here. What do we got here? And someone's singing and I love it. However, maybe you want to turn your sound off, mute yourself. I am getting so much stuff on my computer coming up. Okay, do people see accomplishments of Female Wave of Change Canada for the current year?
No.
No, we see a slide, Pam, that says
Questions.
questions.
Okay, you know what? It's because I clicked off at the bottom. Here you are. Here we are.
Yeah, now we see
Good.
accomplishment.
Everybody good? Okay.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is, so I'd like to set the context by sharing our vision and mission. Our vision is a more conscious, equitable, just, sustainable, and peaceful world where authentic feminine leadership qualities are valued and underpin the creation of new and healthy organizations, structures, and systems. And our mission is to build a vibrant, influential community of authentic feminine leaders and a better world through leadership development training, coaching, and consulting, and through creating and implementing socially impactful events, projects, and programs. So our accomplishments. On December 7th of 2020, I incorporated Female Wave of Change Canada as a national nonprofit without charitable status with a small board. And this was based on doing my own research, but also asking and having the University of Victoria Business Law Clinic do some pro bono research and provide me with some information and recommendations related to an appropriate governance structure for us. From mid-December to January 2021, I purchased the URL and created our landing page with the link to Stripe. In January, we created our mission, vision, and values. And on January 21st, 2021, we had our initial gathering via Zoom, and it was very small. It was quite small because we didn't put it on social media. We chose instead for each board member to invite some colleagues and friends that they thought might find this of interest. And we also created our own YouTube channel at that time. And all of our monthly meetings now are stored on that YouTube channel. Our bylaws were created from January to March, which is quite something. Any of you who've been involved in that. March the 8th, we had our initial monthly meeting and we dovetailed it with International Women's Day. And it was a panel that I moderated called Embracing Feminine Leadership Qualities, Challenges and Lessons Learned. And there were 3 authentic feminine leaders from different backgrounds and sectors from across Canada. And so it was really, and as of all our sessions they're interactive and engaging. So as well as having a conversation and asking questions to our featured guests, we also open it up to folks who are part of the group so that you can also interact and share your thoughts. So in April, I facilitated a community member forum because we like to model what we talk about. So we're all about collaboration, and our organization has been developed the organization at the global level has been developed very organically. And Ingun Bol, the founder, does not say to each ambassador how she has to roll out the organization or the movement in her country. It's really left to us. That said, I'm a facilitator and I really like to get people's input. So we had a facilitated community member forum in April where we asked people, what sort of topics were they interested in, what sort of featured guests did they know that they thought would be great, and things like that. And we plan to have more of those in the future. Christina O'Reilly, who's here with us, and she is our Director of Communications and Public Relations. She facilitated the strategic marketing discovery session with our board, which was really helpful to look at identifying several personas and some higher level marketing ideas, I guess I would say, and strategies. In May, we had our monthly meeting called Creatively United for a Better Future, so focusing on the authentic feminine leadership quality of creativity. And then on June 16th, we had another monthly meeting called Creating and Fueling Your Dream Project through sponsorship and collaboration. Now, that was by Charmaine Hammond. Thought she might be here, but anyway, she's one of our members and she's an expert in sponsorship and has a company called Raise a Dream. In June, we created our initial project team on the environment. I'll tell you a little bit more. At the global level, I mentioned Patty at the outset, is the head of the global team for economy. And we have 5 pillars at the international level. They are economy, education, environment, health, and humanity. And my vision is to form 5 pods across Canada and for us to create projects and initiatives, co-create them together and roll them out. So the first one we've been working on is in the environment area. More about that in a few minutes. September 15th, our monthly meeting was called Community First, Reimagining Partnerships. The end of September, we had the opportunity to submit and we're okay to go ahead for a 30-minute presentation at the global conference. These are held every year, usually later on in September. They have been face-to-face in the past, but the last 2 years with COVID, they've been virtual. So we had the opportunity to share a Canadian story of community resilience with global application to support us all in coming back stronger. And again, Charmaine Hammond was the executive producer, one of our members of this amazing documentary called Back Home Again. And it also has resource materials, and it's meant to be used as a trigger in schools with teachers, with parents. It's also for adults, and it talks about resilience and building community and all those sorts of good things in mental health that positive mental health, things that are really important and essential to us moving forward. September 30th, we completed our overall goal, the expected outcomes, and the draft content outline and design ideas for our initial environment project called Becoming a Mother Earth Ambassador. This is an experiential educational program for girls ages 9 to 12. And so we're very excited. And again, I put a call out at the end of June and said, who's interested in the membership, in helping co-create a project on the environment? We had nothing, it was that broad. And I said, you can be a subject matter expert or not. You need to have a passion and or interest in the environment. And then since that time, we met about every 2 weeks. And by the end of September, really had that finished. Monthly meeting, October, exploring and embodying inclusive leadership, diversity, inclusion, and equity consultant. And then we had a strategic planning session facilitated by our board treasurer, Michelle Rogers, which was really helpful to set us up for the coming year. And our monthly meeting most recently was how to lead effectively in uncertain times without burning out. So it gives you a flavor of the topics and the types of speakers we've had moving forward. And I'm pleased to say that currently we're in negotiation with a curriculum designer and wilderness guide to further develop our curriculum and facilitate the pilot of our Mother Earth Ambassador program. Any questions? Does anybody have any questions? Okay.
I just want to say you've done an amazing job. And I've been watching, from the outside, and you've allowed me to come into a lot of the meetings and stuff like that. And you have done an amazing job, Pam. Just amazing. So I think we should all go, woo for her. Yay!
Woohoo, Pam! Woohoo! You have to unmute when you do the woohoo.
Well, thank you so much, Patty. Yeah, I couldn't do it alone. It's way bigger than me, but thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I second that. You've made tremendous growth and stride in 1 short year. Congratulations to you and your board and your team, Pam.
Thanks, Deb. I really appreciate that. Deb founded West Shore Women's Business Network about 11 years ago, I think, and it's still going strong. So to hear you say that makes me feel very good. Okay, then, before I move on to share our plans for 2022, I'd like to invite one of our board members, Michelle, to say a little bit about what she's gained since being a member. And before you do that, Michelle, maybe you want to tell people a little bit about what you do in the other part of your life, so people get a flavor of what people do and the types of folks we have here.
Yeah, for sure. So thanks, Pam.
She's also Santa's helper.
She is. She is.
Exactly. I was like,
Busy
hey,
season.
we're all supposed to wear hats, but anyways. Yeah, so in the daytime, I am an accountant. I've worked in industry for the past 20 years and last 15 in tech. And I've gone off on my own. I've got my own business consulting practice, and I have clients in the US and Canada, focusing mostly in the SaaS companies because they're a lot of fun to work with. But yeah, so that's what I do in kind of during the day. And so female wave of change. So besides filling up my topping up my energy cup on a monthly basis, because that I find is really important. I work from home, so for the most part, and so I find that the meetings are very inspirational, and I've also been able to make some really incredible connections with some amazing women such as yourself. And probably a highlight of this year was I facilitated our discussion last month, and that was my first time doing it. So, and Pam was a wonderful partner to do this with. And then I'm also taking a 12-week Women Leading in Change program that's delivered by Female Wave of Change Global. So that's wrapping up next week, which has been incredible. And so it's been really helpful for me just to develop my skills. And so yeah, so it's been a pretty amazing experience. I can't believe a year's gone by. So
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks for all your kind words, and I'm happy that you feel you've grown and got quite a bit out of being a member and being on the board as well. You've been a great asset to the board. And Michelle's very humble because she's a CFO, and she's been very high-powered CFO with big IT companies. So she's not just an accountant, I gotta say. Okay, then now I'd like to ask a couple of people to share. Is Rita here? What they've gained from being a member of Female Wave of Change Canada in the last year. Lorene, would you like to share?
Yeah, I'd love to. I can't believe a year has gone by either. Let's see. To summarize it, I'd say I've gained connection, and clarity and inspiration. I find the meetings are always inspirational, and part of that is the connection with women who have a similar mindset, a similar mission. And I love every time you read the mission of Female Wave of Change, Pam. It inspires me every time. I worked with am currently working with the environmental project, which has been a really interesting process because it's been so organic, and connecting with other women around that and going deeper into the purpose and really creating it from the ground up. I can't wait to see it roll out for these girls from 9 to 12. I think it can make an incredible difference, and it really feels like I'm making a difference. One of my primary reasons for choosing Female Wave of Change as one of my groups that I spend the most time on is because you're so action oriented. I mean, I'm a part of a lot of different groups, but Female Wave of Change is actually making actions that have an impact right now. So I take my hat off to you for that, and thank you for having me.
Oh, well, thank you for being with us. So, Lorene, do you want to briefly just share what you do in the other part of your life?
I wear a lot of different hats, but the one that I'm most proud of right now is being a women's empowerment and leadership coach. And I am on a mission to raise the feminine as well. And this is why Female Wave of Change is so aligned with my work. I do work with women who want to be their whole selves at work and in their leadership. And I just feel like there's so much more support needed. So And also I have a podcast called Women Leading Change. And I think that's how I started my conversation with Pamela, because I said, hey, you've got the same, almost the same name.
That's funny. And Lorene also is a lawyer. So she's not telling us, right? She's not telling us who else, what else she does, but she also is a lawyer.
3 days a week, I'm a lawyer. The other 2 days of the week, I'm doing what I really want to do. And then 2 days of the week, I reserve for my family. So yeah, it's a pretty good balance.
Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it. It gives you a little sense of the type of folks that are here. And it's nice to hear, because we don't often, give people the opportunity to share that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get out of this and share my other screen. Just a sec. Is it going to let me get out? Escape and show. Okay. Going to get into my other one now. So plans, everybody's got plans for 2021, 22 up there? Yeah. Okay then. So based on our recent strategic planning session, we identified three areas of focus over the next year. Membership, recruitment, and retention. We don't receive any money from the parents. So we have to, part of it's membership that funds us. We're also looking at alternative sources of income generation and designing and rolling out impactful projects. So our plans, we're going to continue with our monthly meetings, and we have them typically from September till the end of June. They're typically the third Wednesday of the month from 4:30 to 6 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 to 9 Eastern. And we have featured guests, and we co-create. I, up to this point, primarily have co-created the events with the guests. So it's basically usually a conversation, and then we open up to other people to whoever attends to interact. And right now our monthly meetings are open to the public as well as to members, and we're not charging for them. The other thing is designing and piloting, fleshing out the curriculum design and piloting our Mother Earth Ambassador program, and creating one other project in one of the other pillar areas. Creating a member recruitment and retention strategy, conducting one or several member surveys to find out more what people want, to launch several revenue generating projects or programs, including workshops, webinars, possibly a retreat with member pricing and also open to others. We're currently working with a web person to further flesh out our website, because currently we have a landing page. And we're going to launch something called the Collective Wisdom Circles as a member benefit. More about that in the future. Alex and I will be working more on that starting next week. But they will be in small groups of maximum 8 women that you can apply to be a part of. And we have different, probably 1.25 to 1.5 hours every couple of weeks. And we'll talk about all sorts of different things, but we'll flesh that out as time goes on. So really what success looks like, we're targeting that by the end of June 2022, we'll have 300 members, and that our content will not only educate, but instill inspiration and action, and that our core foundational pieces are in place and will enable us to scale as we grow in terms of our membership, our meetings, and our projects. So does anybody have any questions?
I do. How many members do we have right now?
That's a very good question. We have 34 right now. So yes, we have 34. Yeah.
I'm going to ask a question that I know the answer to, because not everyone here would be a member, right, Pam?
That's right.
How much does it cost to become a member?
It costs, I'm just going to escape something. I've got something going on here. How much it costs? It costs $100
for the year.
So
yeah, it was like a no-brainer for me. $100 to become a member of this action-oriented, connected female wave of change. Like, yeah.
Well, thank you, Lorene. Well, we wanted to make it accessible Initially, we had a two types of membership, a $50 standard and a $100 founding. And then recently we've collapsed them into one because we feel like we're providing quite a bit of value. And as we move forward and get more of a critical mass, we're going to provide more and more value. For example, our collective wisdom circles. That
The
will
value is immense, like
I
way
have a-
more than,
Og,
I
did
have
you
a
have
question. Yeah, I'm very new to this. This is my first event. I'm here because of Alex Salamis.
Yes.
Alexandra Salamis. Alexandra Salamis, where are you?
She's on TV. She's on TV.
No, I'm just curious, maybe a quick, because I've heard Female Wave of Change Canada, then there was Global. So I'm so new. I did not look you guys up. Can you give me a little blurb of when this started, where you guys are, where you're
Sure.
at right now?
Okay, Female Wave of Change Global started in January 2017. It was started by this woman, Ingun Bol, who's from the Netherlands. And she had a career in corporate. She's an engineer by trade, so to speak, by profession. And in 2003, I think she left corporate and she had a fairly high up job. Like, she had, I think, her own vehicle and, expense account and all sorts. But she found that she was feeling that she wanted to make a bigger difference in the world and leave more of a positive legacy. And she didn't like what was happening in the world. Plus, she also felt that when she was sent on management leadership trainings, they didn't have a lot of stuff specific to women. And she felt there was a need for that. So anyway, she left corporate. She was a consultant, did international work for about 15 years. And then in 2017, she put on this event in the Netherlands and she changed her profile on LinkedIn, and she changed it saying, "I'm founder of Female Wave of Change." And she had a little blurb about it. And all these women from all over the world got in touch with her and said, "This sounds awesome. How can we be a part of this?" The organization has grown organically to be in now about 50 countries around the world. It's not like she had this grand plan. And she's very creative, as well as being, she obviously has a left brain stuff going on, but she's highly creative. She's highly collaborative. And she really, Patty can attest to this, she really lets people just run with it and just do what you want to do. So part of I was interviewed by Ingun. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time here, but I was interviewed by Ingun and one of her board members because we met on LinkedIn in 2018 and she was on a radio show I had in 2019, actually. Anyway, so they invited me to be ambassador for Canada. And one of the commitments was to create a legal entity. And every country's different, every law is different. We're one of the few that actually have created a nonprofit. And so I took the leap and that's what I did. So does that help, Og?
Interesting. Yes, thank you very, very much.
And in terms of the members, like there's women from all walks of life. Like you saw reflected this evening, there are mining engineers, the people from radio and television, there are coaches, there are teachers, there are it goes on. AI experts, it goes on. Just quite remarkable people.
Yes, just even hear Laureen speaking about her work and passion around, women leaders and leadership programs. I know Alex always spoke about something for women. So there's something innate in, I guess, the women that's around the circle here that either is seeking or is giving forth to that pull for female and women and that collective gathering of sorts. So very interesting, very interesting.
Well, thank you for asking the question, Og. Thank you for asking the question. Okay, then, if there's no more questions, let's go on to the breakouts. And we usually have at least one breakout, so you get the opportunity to introduce yourself and meet other women and also deepen the conversation. Oh, France got knocked off, I guess. Oh, I thought she was here. Anyway. Okay, then. So in this breakout, you're going to be in groups of 3, and you'll have an initial bit of time to introduce yourself briefly, and then you'll answer. I invite you to answer 3 questions. Michelle, she's got it right in the chat here. What accomplishments are you most proud of in 2021? So just reflect for a quick minute. What are you most grateful for? And what lessons have you learned regarding relationships, work experience, your business, your own blind spots? So what lessons have you learned over the past year? So what I'd like you to do, each person has 4 minutes. And so what we'd like you to do is the person with the longest hair can start. And then we'd ask that somebody times each one. So you have a timer when you start off, and one person identifies at the front end that they'll take a few notes and share the key takeaways from the group when we come back together. Everybody clear on what we're doing? And Barb, our fearless secretary, Barbara Eady, she's going to set up the groups and facilitate the process, the debriefing on these. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Okay. So 4 minutes, intro and the questions.
That's 4 minutes total, is it, Pam?
4 minutes each person.
Each, okay.
You're actually 15 minutes each in the group, but there's a little bit of time on the front and back end to get in and out. Here we are again.
Yeah, Pam, just to let you know, some of the groups only have 2,
Okay.
but that's just, yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine, Barbara.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because there was 18 participants, so I put 6 rooms, groups of
Right.
3, but I think some people, well, you and I guess I should have taken you and I out of the equation. Doesn't matter. They have more time to
no
share.
worries. Exactly. So like, why don't I time you, and then you can answer the first questions, and then you can time me. Where's, if I get the right thing up here. So no, cancel. Yeah, boop. So do you want to go and think about
Sure.
what accomplishments?
Okay. Accomplishments, personal and professional from 2021. Well, business-wise, yeah, I am continuing to move forward with working with teams in my intuitive work and coaching, and have a couple of speaking opportunities for early 2022. I have to remember what year this is. And I've improved my finances this year, which is great. Maybe part of that's because I'm not traveling as much, but that's okay. And then on a personal level, yeah, my personal relationship with someone I've been seeing now for just over a year is deepening, and yeah, and a beautiful thing that segues into something I'm certainly very grateful for. And I'm also grateful for celebrating a milestone birthday in two very beautiful locations, Tofino and Galiano Island. And so I'm also very grateful for where I live in the world, truly. Yeah, so Vancouver Island. And yeah, and the people here, my friends, both here and other parts of Canada, all over the world. Always grateful for that. And lessons, what have I learned now? I have learned to just keep going. That's what I've learned, no matter what is happening in the outside world. Truly, I would say I've learned to really pay attention to my energy, not just for my own health and well-being, but the energy I bring to a room or to a situation or to an encounter with someone whether it's someone I know or someone I don't, because I'm just going to name it. There's been so much fear and division in the world this year. And I think the only way through it is to remember that we are all in it together, and to be as compassionate and unified as opposed to divisive as you can be. And as I say with a friend of mine, stay in the love column, not the fear column. What's going to be what is going to be. But yeah, so keep moving forward, truly. Yeah, just being conscious of the energy that you bring to whatever situation you're in, but to your own life, and to what you want to create in life. And yeah, so, and that's really worked for me, because actually I feel really good and grateful and in a great place at the end of this year. So
Cool.
there it is.
Woohoo!
Yeah, when we did that earlier in the call, we said to everybody, unmute for a minute, because we're all doing this in the silence. Anyway, so that's me, Pam.
Well, that's great.
I mean, we have quite a bit of time. There's only 2 of us. There's 10 minutes left. Just so you
Okay.
know.
Okay.
But I don't know if you want to. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say at the moment.
Okay, well, that's great. Well, I'll start my 4 minutes here. So what accomplishments am I proud of? Well, I'm proud of launching Female Wave of Change, and the board that we have and the members that we have so far.
Yeah.
I mean, you always want more, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm proud of that, and I'm proud of the quality of the guests that we've had and the events that we've done, and the fact that we've come so far with our environment project, and some of the visions I had in mind are coming to fruition, right? They're happening. So
yeah, beautiful.
yeah, so I'm proud of that. I'm also proud that I recently was able to raise a few $1,000 for an Afghan man who was targeted by the Taliban.
Right.
And enabled he and his family to purchase tickets to get them out of the country. And hopefully within the next week, they will be out of Kabul. Curiously, even though they've been accepted to come to Canada, they can't, the Canadian government can't get them out of Afghanistan. They have to get themselves out to another country. And so I raised money for the airline tickets for this man and 5 of his immediate family.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm like, that was, I don't like asking people for money. I really don't, but I just felt called to do this. Someone called me out of the States, and she was in the same compound as I was in when I was in Kabul, and I hadn't talked to her in years, and she was tapped out. She tried to bring him, and she's got a school she started, said, Pam, he's coming to Canada. Can you help out and try to raise some money? So I did. So anyway.
Wow. Well done.
Thank you. So to me, doing something like that, it makes me so grateful for the freedom that we have in Canada. You hear stories like this man was actually chased by the Taliban, beaten up in a square. Some other men saw him getting beaten up, and they were saying, you know, why are you beating him? Stop beating him, stop beating him. And then they pulled arms, and then he ran away, and a shopkeeper hit him, put him in the boot of his car, and took him to a safe house. That's how he got out of it, right? So, I mean, and we live in this beautiful environment, and we have our freedom, and so many people don't have that, right? Frozen bank accounts, can't access his assets. Like, it just made me really appreciate the life that I have and the life that we had living in Canada.
Yeah.
I'm also grateful for my grandchildren and the relationships that I have with them, and the fact that I was finally able to see them in August, and then I saw them again twice since then. And I'm going this weekend for 8 days to celebrate an early Christmas with them and with my son and my daughter. So I'm very, I'm very grateful for them and the way they're growing, and the increasing interaction and connection with them. So that's very special. And I'm also, I forgot to say the accomplishment I'm also proud of. I was in a writing incubator for 3 months, and it finished on Friday. And I'm almost finished my first draft, and I'm
Oh, wow, well done.
So it was
Well
really fun
done.
to learn about how to write novels. It's totally something new compared to nonfiction. And so, yeah, so that's something I'm proud of, that I got quite a bit
Good.
accomplished in that. Lessons I've learned. One big thing is to focus on one thing at a time. I mean, recently there was so much stuff happening, and, to have that, ask, if you would, come on my shoulders. It was like, anyway, it's like, focus on one thing at a time. It keeps you out of overwhelm. Remember to continue to walk by the ocean in nature, even if it's only half an hour a day, because it's really important, and continue with my yoga, and being, focusing on being grateful. That's also a lesson, like really, really focusing on being grateful, and where I can, giving what I can, but also opening up to receive. I'm part of a women's circle, and it's taken me a while, but I'm learning more about how to reach out for support, because, as you know, many of us, we tend to give support, but we're probably not good at asking for it. So more and more, I'm sort of reaching out more and inviting people's input and support about different things, and sharing my emotions more. So I think that's an important lesson, and I want to do more of that. I don't want to be weeping on people's shoulders. That said, I think the other thing is to, the value and the excitement about co-creating things. Like, this environment projects have been so fun. I'm not sure where Rita was tonight, because she was going to give a testimonial. Something must have come up at work, but anyway, it's been really fun, and Lorene is part of that, and she shared a little bit. And so I'm excited about moving forward with other initiatives. They don't all have to be big, fancy dancy projects, but I'm really interested in what other ideas people have in those other 4 pillar areas, and what we might do. Yeah. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Well, there's about 4 minutes left out of the 15 in total. And most of the rooms now just have 2 people. One has 3. So,
Okay. Do you know?
oh no, pardon me. 2 groups are 3, and then the rest are groups of 2. So I guess we'll keep going.
I'm just looking at the time. Okay, we're going to take. Okay, roughly, we've got 7 minutes, it says, to debrief, but I'm just looking at what time it's supposed to be. We're supposed to, I didn't do what I normally do. Okay, breakout number 1 is supposed to finish. Sugar. I normally do this, and I'm usually really good. Okay, so that would be 4:55 was supposed to be that. Sugar. 4:55, and then this is 25 minutes. 4:55 to 25 minutes would be, help me out, Barb, 5:20, right?
5:20, yeah, it's 5:16. Yeah, we're on time. Yeah.
But the point is that that's supposed to finish, okay. Yeah, so 5:20. And so when we come back, it's going to be what? It's going to be 5:24. What time?
It'll be 5:18.
Okay, 5:18. If we put 25 on that, 5:25. I just want to make sure what time we're at. So if that's, what's 75, 4:30 to 75 is, okay. So, because we want breakout number 2, right? I would just want to make sure we got enough time for everything. 75.
So we're doing breakout 2 immediately after.
After
right?
we go into breakout 2, but I'll introduce it.
Okay, well, let's just do a quick debrief, and then
I just want to look at the time, because 75 minutes in, after 4:30 to 5:30 is 60, so 75. No, that's not. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do maybe a 5-minute debrief. I'm feeling. I don't want to rush it, but I feel like we might take a little bit more time with the membership. I'm not sure. I just want to make sure everybody has enough time. Do you think the groups of 3 have enough time?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna close the room, because when I close the room,
Yeah,
I'm gonna just send a message, come back in 1 minute,
great.
and then in 10 seconds I'll close the rooms, and it's a 60-second countdown.
Okay.
So yeah, here we go. Yeah, so people, some will come back and some will finish up the 60 minutes.
60 seconds, you mean?
Seconds, pardon me.
That
would
there
be
for
a long-
time.
That would be a long pause. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do a quick debrief with everybody.
Okay, sounds
Some of
good.
the key takeaways, and then on to the next breakout.
Yeah, so just, yeah, and then just open it up and I'll just introduce it. And I'm gonna have my little cheat sheet here in front of me.
Yeah, I'll just give people a minute to come back. Yeah.
Did you happen to notice at the outset, Barb, did we have 18 from the get-go people? Or did we have?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
We did.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, people are coming back into the main session. Welcome back, everyone. Just wait, make sure everyone's back.
It's always so abrupt when it's like somebody's in mid-sentence and they're
I know they just I broadcast a little minute countdown thing, but yeah, I know it cuts you right off and you're boom back in the main room. I know some people only had 2 in their group, but that's just the way the numbers sometimes work. So you had more time to share all your amazing accomplishments. So on that note, would anyone like to share a key takeaway, something they're really proud of, something they're grateful for? Anyone like to share what happened in the breakout rooms?
Sure.
Go for it, Christina.
Hi, good evening, everyone. We were one of those groups. It was just 2, so we had a lovely chat. So full transparency, we may not have answered all our questions, but we got some questions answered. We just had a great chat. We were just chatting about everything and everything. So in my group was Deborah, hi, and she shared with me that she had a recent request to come in to deliver a mindfulness retreat, some breathing practices, and that was totally unexpected, out of left field. Didn't realize that she didn't think she could do it, especially with all the bad weather and the floods, and she wasn't sure if she could get to it, and she did. And that was just, she came in last minute, delivered something that was fabulous, and I could tell just by her body, her language and her energy that she was so proud. And she's like, when you win, when you knock something out of the park, you just know you knock it out of the park. I could just tell by the way she was describing that she knocked it out of the park. So congratulations, it's awesome.
So who was it, Christina? Can you share?
I'm sorry?
Who was it?
Deborah.
Deborah, I did.
Okay,
Oh, sorry, my bad.
That's who I thought, but I just.
My bad.
No, you mentioned her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think going back to like what lessons have we learned, I think I'll take a stab at this, Deborah, just based on our conversations. It was more about honoring ourselves, listening to ourselves, listening to whether it's our experiences, our body, our life, just what it's telling us, and just knowing that you need to do something to fix it, and then just honoring that. And that's something that I personally have trying to do in my own life. And so, yeah, that resonated really well. So, yeah, it was a really good discussion. I really want to go back.
Beautiful. Well, it's great that you got to share those things, listening to our bodies, and knowing that we can do things at the last minute if we're really, in that space of knowing we can lead even at the last minute. Beautiful.
Can I add a little bit
Of
to
course,
that?
Deborah. Yes, go ahead.
It's there's all levels, and it's not only listening to your body, but it's listening to that sweet small voice that is you, but it's beyond you, and it's your relationship with whatever you call the divine or God or the universe or Buddha or whatever it is, and deepening that experience, and honoring it and celebrating it and just allowing it. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, that
That's what happened for Christina. She got a big one.
Listening to the divine, the other or intuition source, whatever you'd like to call it. Beautiful. Good reminder. Anyone else like to share something that happened in their group or something they'd like to share personally? All good? Everybody's feeling accomplished, grateful, lessons learned.
I'll just quickly share something, Barb.
Sure.
It was Asma and I together. We were a duo, and it was a lovely chat, Asma, and I just want to thank you. Yeah. It's interesting, we found a lot in common, but one of the things I think that we both, in terms of most grateful, was our health. And we talked a fair bit about that, and with that, kind of the need to let go a little bit, and to kind of know that life's going to throw you all kinds of curveballs, and that's part of life,
right?
And being grateful for our health, and understanding that, I was sharing a story about my grandmother when I was a kid. Used to tell me, if you don't have your health, you have nothing. And I remember as a kid thinking, what are you talking about? Right? Because you're full of health. Typically, you're full of health as a young person. And now I can really relate to my grandmother about the health, the importance of health. So thank you, Asma. That was lovely. And we should take up our conversation again.
It's true. You can connect with people offline and continue the conversation.
Yep.
Okay. Anyone else before we move on? No?
Sure.
Go ahead.
So I was part of a group of 3. So Ak and Deb, Alcanito. You have a complicated last name. And yeah, we had a great chat. Ak has just retired, which is an amazing milestone and what a huge life event. And Deb has, realized a dream of starting a business, teaching other companies how to infuse social impact into their business. And her first cohort has just gone through a training academy that she's launched. So that's really cool. And then for me, my daughter has launched as well. So she's moved down to Burnaby and is successfully taking acupuncture. But the story behind that is that she's suffered from mental health issues for the last 4 years. So her launching is just a huge proud parent moment for me.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thanks for sharing that, Michelle. That's beautiful. So that sounds like lots of personal accomplishments and business accomplishments, both important. But yeah, thanks for sharing those things too that really matter. All of it's part of our wonderful lives and things to be grateful for and things we can share with others. Okay. I think, Pam, we're ready to move on to the next.
Okay, thank you, Barb.
Activity.
Yeah, so we're going to have
you, everybody. Thanks for sharing.
We're going to have a second breakout, and I think probably they'll get mixed up again, right? That's what that's my hunch.
We're going to set that intention.
Before Barb sets it up again, let's go with the person with the shortest hair this time. Goes first, and one of the two or three of you, there's some groups of 3, some groups of 2, decide you want to time, and somebody else take a few notes and say you want to share with the group. And you have another 4 minutes again, just like last time. So you have 4 minutes, each of you to share, and yeah, and also to introduce yourselves briefly on the front end. So the questions, and in Michelle, I think Michelle's putting them in the shot. This is about what are your intentions for 2022 in three out of the 5 following areas. And note, as many of you probably know, that it's important to write your intentions in the present tense as if you already accomplished them. So they can be in your personal life, your health, your financial, your spiritual, and your intellectual. And I'll give you an example, what my personal life looks and feels like. So think about in the answer to the question, what does my personal life look and feel like at the end of 2022? Think about what you want that to look like. And it could be, I am strongly connected to myself, my gifts, my fears, my strengths. I courageously uncover any and all fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs that are holding me back from standing in my true power and fulfilling my larger mission and vision, just say. Related to health, an example could be what my health looks and feels like. I feel great. My body is toned, strong, and flexible. I radiate health and vitality physically, emotionally, socially, and spiritually. I do yoga 3 to 4 times a week, meditate daily, and spend regular time in nature. Financial, what my financial life looks and feels like. I average X thousand a month in terms of income generation through my business. I feel financially free and serene. I pay off my credit cards every month, and my line of credit is paid off, just for example. And another one is what my intellectual life looks and feels like. I'm flexible, flowing, and open to new ideas. I connect with my creativity easily and effortlessly. I blog regularly, and creative ideas come to me easily. And I design and facilitate workshops and retreats that many women connect with and learn from. So these are just examples. So get your thinking caps on. And so, yeah, so Barb's going to get you into meetings. Everybody clear? 4 minutes each. So you in groups of 2 have a little bit more, introduce yourself, and then take a few minutes to think about what your intentions are for 2022 in at least maybe 3 of those 5 areas.
Okay, have fun, everybody.
Have fun. Here we are again.
Yes.
So it's 5:30, so we're going to let them stay there for 15 minutes. That's fine. And then we're going to have a 5-minute debrief, I guess. That's what we'll do. And then that'll, because then that'll take it to 5:45 roughly. Yeah. So 5:45, then 5:50, that's perfect. I think we're going to be we're right on schedule here. That's awesome.
Right. Okay.
Okay,
and yeah, this time they are in groups of 3. There's only one group of 2.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, that's good then. So they'll have the time. That's good.
Yeah, I just made fewer rooms, and they are mixed up. They are with different people.
Okay. Do you want to take a minute to jot down a couple of things and then we can share them? Do you want to do that?
Sure. So intentions.
Yeah.
Okay.
For some reason, what do you call it? My mailing list my mailbox keeps coming up. I don't know why it's doing that. Jeez. Anyway.
Not sure.
I don't know either. Let me see. Get out of it.
Okay. Okay. Let's see.
I can't get this out of here. It's really weird, Barb. I can't get my mailbox out of here.
Oh.
I don't know why it's doing that.
You can't just close it at the top somehow? Close out of it?
Here we go. I'm trying to. There we go. I got it. Thank you.
Great.
It wasn't letting me for a moment. That feels better.
Okay. Okay, we're 9 minutes and counting.
Okay. Do you want to start sharing?
Sure. So one's about health. I'm healthy in mind, body, and spirit. And then the next two are more career or life work related. I am teaching children and teens to follow their hearts, inner guidance, and innate genius through live programs and experiences. And then the next one is about working with women. I am mentoring women to source deeper levels of awareness and creative power through transformational journeys of the earth and of the spirit. Yeah, I'm working on doing some transformational retreats with a colleague of mine.
Cool. That sounds
Yeah, and I am traveling to Egypt and other wild and mystical places in the world to explore new territory, landscape, and soulscapes.
Well, that's very exciting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and we'll see how that one unfolds. Yes. Anyway, so yeah, some fun, some business, some and health. Yeah, focusing on my health. So that's just a few things I'm up to, Pam.
Well, cool.
Cool. How about you?
Okay, well, I'll start on with my health. I have lots of energy. My body's strong, toned, and flexible. I feel blessed to have the strength back in my left hip and feel 10 to 15 years younger than my chronological age.
Cool.
I'm actually on the list for a hip replacement for my left hip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Personal, I feel blessed to be living the life I have and to be doing work that fills me up, making a positive difference in the world. I feel my creativity is amped up and my muse comes out to play with me on a regular basis.
I like that. That's great. You're bringing in the muse. I
That's
love
right.
that. I love that.
My investments continue to grow and my books generate amazing opportunities for me.
Cool. Okay, that's
So
cool.
that's kind of as far as I went.
No, that's good. Increasing the finances, that's always a good one.
Well, it
And are
is.
you working on some specific strategy to generate more opportunity with your books? Or,
Well, I'm exploring a different publisher actually.
oh, okay.
Carolyn, who's with the group, Carolyn Pisani, she used to be an editor, and she
Oh.
told me about a publisher out of Toronto called Iguana Books. And they're interesting because, you know, I feel like I want to go with this. I want to self-publish, so I want to maintain my rights. But I think with my first work of fiction, I want to go with a publisher, right?
Yeah.
And they do fiction as well as nonfiction, but their model is different because most, you know, Jeff Affleck and Christine Closer, most of them have like boutique programs and you buy in at various levels that include your marketing or not, right? And they're pretty pricey, right? They're pretty pricey. And so I looked at this, and what they do is you send your manuscript to them and they assess the viability of it, like how the potential for it to generate revenue. And then they tell you how much it will cost for you to publish with them. So anyway, I feel like I want to try it out because I'm curious.
Cool.
Because then they tell you, and they also suggest that you crowdfund.
Yeah.
Because part of crowdfunding test the market for what you want to do, right?
Right.
So anyway, I don't know whether I'm going to do that, but that's something I'm thinking about because I'm thinking, you know what? I don't want to pay $20,000. I don't even want to pay much more than $5,000, you know, but you can spend a lot of money on publishing. You know?
Oh, absolutely. And then you need to recoup that back,
Well,
you know, and before you're even making a profit with your book.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So my preference is to not pay so much, but still have a good product, and then, you know, have it do really well. And so, and then out of that, you know, my thing is all about making, as yours is, making a positive difference in the world. So when people read it, I want them to be transformed and have a better understanding of themselves and others, right? So.
Right. So this is the Minerva book you're talking about.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you were re-energizing your
I am
dancing with creativity.
I'm starting to, like, I did take Charmaine Hammond did something with this other woman from the women's, I'm just blocking on her name, Women's Speakers Association. And it was all about virtual book tours. And I was going to do more about my, you know, my book, and the fact that it just happened that I, you know, did the thing in November, you know, with Female Wave of Change Canada, but also I did a blog post on how to prevent, you would have probably got it today, how to prevent and heal from, so I took a piece of what I spoke about, and then I talk about my book at the end, right? Or I talk about my book. So it's a soft sell, if you will. But I think I'm going to do something on Canva and just start trying to promote the sale of it around this season. But there's so many women who are burning out now, and it's not making the headlines, and people are talking about it way more than they used to, you know?
Right.
So I'd like to raise it up, you know, I'd like to profile it a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Cool.
But
very cool.
But the Exploits of Minerva, I've really had fun with it. The main character is a lot of fun. She makes me laugh, right?
Well, that's great. Well, and so you said you completed the first draft. So do you have an editor you're sending it to? Like, do you have all that?
No. In fact, I'm feeling that I don't want to do that until I send it to this publishing house, because really normally you send it to a publishing house and they recommend an editor, right?
Right.
So I don't know. You know, I have some questions about it, but I feel I just like to sort of, I'm curious if I put it out there and see what happens, because I typically don't draft a lot. I don't, you know, and yes, I need an editor. Obviously, you need somebody to edit it. But it's called, you know, The Exploits of Minerva, Reflections of a 60-something Woman. And it's told in first person through the eyes of Minerva. And the context is a women's circle. And I've been in one for a couple of years, and so I understand them. And part of it's autobiographical and part of it's not, obviously.
Yeah, cool.
But it's been fun. It's the learning, like there's this book, if you ever write, even if you don't write fiction, it's good to know, Story Genius by this woman, Lisa Crone. And what she talks about is how physiologically can you engage your reader from the get-go. So it's really interesting, right? And rather than thinking, oh, there's this plot and then you plug your characters in, it's like identifying some misbelief that your character has. And then the plot is around the struggle the character has to work through it, right? And that's how the other characters come into it. You only include characters that you need based on the hero's journey, so to speak, right? It's quite interesting. It's really, I find it intellectually interesting too, you know?
Story genius. Okay.
Story genius, yeah.
Yeah, look it up. Cool. Okay,
All
we're
right.
down,
Yeah, I think
down to the last. I'm just going to send out a message.
Yeah,
1 minute
sounds
to
good.
Go. And then I'll close the rooms in a few seconds.
Right.
Okay, here we go.
And then you hand off to Alex. Alex is going to be the one who's doing the member benefits this time.
Okay, and then the gifts, that's Michelle.
No, the
prizes.
gifts are Christina.
Oh, Christina.
Christina facilitates that piece.
Okay.
Yeah. So
The gift giveaway. Okay, so we're not doing a debrief on this. We don't have time.
Oh yeah, no. We're doing a
Oh, okay,
first.
debrief and then go over to Alex. Okay.
Yeah, that's just what I meant. Yeah.
Okay, great.
No.
Okay. Gave them a little extra time there.
The seeing who's together. It's interesting. Oh, Asma and Alexander. Yeah. Interesting.
There we go. Okay, I'll just wait for everybody to come back.
Well, Egypt sounds very interesting. I have to talk to you more about that.
Yeah, I'll have to tell you more.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Santa's helper. Soon to be giving away prizes. Welcome back, everybody. Just wait for a few more people to come back. Yay, it looks like everybody's back. Okay, who would like to share some of their amazing intentions for 2022? I can't even believe I'm saying that. 2022. Anyone like to share some of the ones that you shared in your breakout rooms?
Or I can
Awesome.
share.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so I was in with Patty and France, and Patty is going to she loves going to the gym, which I admire greatly. I do not like being in the gym at all. So but she likes going to the gym, which is amazing. And so she's going to continue to go to the gym and get healthier for herself, so that she can live her best life, because she has a lot of things that she's going to do. She's also going to she's taking 2 feminine leadership classes starting in January.
Wow.
Yeah, which is amazing. And I think actually all 3 of us have connected on listening to our inner voice. That's you know, and acting on it and trusting it. And then France is going to, she's a martial arts expert, and she's going to get to the next level.
Wow, cool.
So you know, so if you ever need to walk down a dark alley, she's
Talk to France first.
Yeah, talk to her. And she's also taking her mindfulness and spiritual practice to the next level. And so just digging deeper into that and understanding the science aspect behind it, as well as embodying the spirituality of it.
Beautiful.
So that's really cool.
Great. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks for that. And the connection with mind, body, spirit, but right, listening to our inner voice, which is what Deborah was saying earlier, right? That important piece. And again, it speaks to feminine leadership, the intuitive piece, right? Listening to that, those nudges and whispers. Beautiful. And lots of creativity happening. Business creativity, personal creativity. Anyone else like to share their own intentions, or some in the group? Go ahead, Deborah, and then Laureen.
We had a great group. Like we had, it was like a bunch of spiritual bunnies. There was Sherry and Auk and myself.
Okay.
And Sherry is interesting. She says, you know, I don't like to set intentions. I don't like to set goals, because she's in tune with where she's going.
Okay.
And she's letting things unfold, and she's developing them. She's writing a book called Love is Round. So that's pretty awesome. And Auk is retired, and she's taking up golf, and she doesn't count her balls. The theme is there, don't count your balls. And she also, no plans, no goals, just allow and be grateful.
Cool.
Right? Isn't it? It's like, well, this is, and then let's see here. Yep, she's proud of her age. She's 61, and really, really proud of that. And she just, it's like they both want to be open. And myself, I am, it's so great that I hear these whisperings of people connecting with their higher self, because the course that I'm creating is about connecting with your higher self. It's called the Clarity Process. And one of the subtitles that I've got right now is called Divine Motivation. And it's like, you know, like I have been through so many changes in my life, and I've left it up to the divine. And I get it. I don't have to kvetch and complain about it. I just go, okay, all right, I'm going. And I always land on my feet. And it really is, it's confirmation that we're all taken care of. We just trust that self, that inner self, and have some practices that allow us to get there. Because stress is like, I'm going to clamp it down.
Absolutely.
So having like yoga and meditation and breathing and jogging or golfing or whatever it is that can get you connected to that zone, that self, that being, that bliss. That's
beautiful.
So I'm so glad our group was so great.
The spiritual bunnies. Yeah. You have a structure, and the other two bunnies are leaving it more open and organic, but all of you are connecting to the divine team. That's what I like to call them, the divine team. Beautiful. Okay, Laureen, if you'd like to share, and then we'll move on.
We had a really rich conversation. It was Deb and Elaine and myself, and we went deep really fast. So we were like the deep divers. I can't exactly tell you verbatim or even close to verbatim what their intentions were, but I do recall that Elaine was settling back into some spiritually nourishing and nurturing activities and spaces that she'd been in historically that were bringing her back to, she was going back to them and really enjoying that. And Deb is calling in, well, she made some really big leaps this year, and she's calling in more of that, and more building community and strong, meaningful relationships, deepening relationships she has now and forging new ones, and being comfortable in the uncomfortableness was a big theme for her. And for myself, and I just want to say, because I found this amazing, Elaine is retired after 38 years in women's leadership.
Wow.
At Camosun. And for me, that was very inspiring to know that to know that you can make it, like you can get there. So, I mean, I'm 25 years in my corporate career, and I want to be retired in 2022. So I'm calling in being retired in 2022, but I'm only 50, so I have to still make some income, right? So I'm also calling in, I am abundant and also connected really, really well with my partner, my community, and my children. So relationships were a really big theme in our conversation, and the depth to which we enjoy those. Yeah. Thanks.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lorraine. Thanks for sharing that. So again, themes about, building relationships with ourselves, with others, and in our businesses. And I love, Deb, the theme that Lorraine shared about, boy, get comfortable in the uncomfortable or in the unknown. I think we've had a little practice with that this year, but keep going, just, keep going, even through the discomfort. Beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing, everyone. And yes, beautiful intentions for the new year. Okay, now I think coming up is
Alex.
It's Alex. All right, over to you, Alex.
Alex is going to share the
Alex on Alex TV. You're on.
Yeah, I'm on. Finally, I'm on TV.
Woo-hoo!
I've been dying to say that all night. I'm on TV. Hold on. All right, let me know if you can see, when you can see my screen.
Yes.
Yes, we can see it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great because I can't see it. Hello. There we go. All right. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Alexandra Salmis, and I'm also the Vice Chair of Female Wave of Change Canada. And what I want to do is spend the next few minutes sharing with you what becoming a member can mean for you in reshaping the future, meaning our future together. So you've heard a lot of this from others, but we are, just to reiterate again, we are a diverse and welcoming community of women, and we're committed to strengthening feminine leadership and leading change towards a better world. And we're also part of a global movement, right? And it's a social movement, and it has membership, as we've mentioned before, in over or almost 50 countries. By becoming a member with us, you have access to a global network. And, some of the concreteness around that is that you can join our global Facebook page, and that will give you an opportunity to stay updated on global events and accomplishments. You'll also have access to a monthly newsletter, and you can attend and potentially present at our global conference held annually in September. Core to who we are our values. And we've talked a lot about authentic feminine leadership. We believe that authentic feminine leadership holds the key to creating a better world, a more conscious, equitable, just, sustainable, and peaceful one. We believe in the power of collaboration, and that multiple disciplines, sectors, and cultures are needed to address the complex issues facing us today and into the future. We believe in promoting and supporting the economic independence of both women and men, closing the gender pay gap, advancing gender balance in decision-making, and ending gender-based violence. We believe in celebrating diversity and in creating conditions or environments where all women are treated with respect and feel safe and supported to be their true, authentic selves, regardless of race, gender, ethnicity, and culture. And finally, we believe in the interconnectedness of all living things and in making decisions that do not compromise the planet and or future generations. Whenever I read that, I always kind of get a little bit of a shiver. Joining us as change maker, or joining us as a change maker, can mean sharing your knowledge, your expertise, and contributing to the development of projects. And we've talked about this in our 4 core pillars of the economy, in education, the environment, humanity, and health and wellness. And these 5 pillars were born out of, pardon me, female wave of change call for action around the world so as to focus our energy on reshaping the future. And if you want to learn more about the 5 pillars, I invite you to check out the video on our own FWOC Canada website landing page. You'll get more of a description about the 5 pillars. And to learn more about the projects associated with each of those pillars, I also invite you over to our global site to learn more. Here in Canada, as Pam mentioned, under the environment pillar, we have the Becoming a Mother Earth Ambassador, which is an experiential education program for girls 9 to 12. Pam, did you want to share a little bit more about that, or?
I think I'm good. I think
You're
I'm
good?
good. I'm excited about it. And I think I've probably shared enough for the moment, but we're moving forward and hoping to launch it officially, do the pilot later on in 2022. So fingers crossed.
Great, thanks, Pam. It's also an opportunity to mentor and be mentored, and this can be formally or informally, can be at the international level and our chapter level. At the international level, you can sign up for the Women Leading in Change program. It's a small program and a very engaging program. Here in Canada in the future, we'll be offering women's leadership programming and workshops, so stay tuned about that. Joining means championing authentic feminine leadership with others. And frankly, that's the hook that got me to join. I joined just this past October of this year because of my own values are so very much aligned with female wave of change. Then there is my purpose in life. And really my purpose is to work with women who want to lead their lives and others as authentic, powerful, and feminine leaders so that the world has more women who are empowered to lead as women. With this, what FWOC has done is it's given me a sense that I've come home, that I have kinship with others. And, you know, I certainly felt that tonight, and perhaps you have as well. It's a sense that we're all kind of singing from the same songbook, if you will, around the things, the changes that need to happen in our world moving forward. So to recap, here are all the benefits of membership. I won't read them, but have a quick look through. Our annual membership is $100. And consider joining us in shaping the future of FWOC Canada. And I want to thank you all.
Thanks, Alexandra.
You're welcome.
Okay, then.
I feel excited about this group.
Well,
It's
we're
going to be a
excited.
great 2022.
We're glad to have you, Asma. Asma just joined, so we're really glad that this is her first meeting, right? Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. So
Exciting.
happy to have you on board. So we're moving on now to the gift, sharing gifts and prizes. So Christina, do you want to, some of the board members are going to share a gift that they're going to offer. And then Christina's going to, with a drum roll, pull a name out of the hat, and Michelle's going to put the winner down. And I think Michelle's also got the, we won't put it yet. So Barb, did you want to briefly share your gift? And Michelle will put it in the chat, and then Christina will draw and tell us who's the winner.
Okay. Okay, great. Hi, everybody. I am gifting a copy of a best-selling book I wrote called Creating the Impossible: What It Takes to Bring Your Vision to Life. I'm an intuitive consultant and coach. And anyway, are all kinds of examples that we've been talking about of setting intentions and creating something important to you by using your higher and divine guidance. So my gift is the book, but also a 30-minute session of one of my favorite year-end rituals that's fun, and it gets your subconscious activated and ready for the upcoming year. So that's my gift to you. And pull it out of the hat there, happy little elf,
All right.
Christina.
So I like being the elf. So my hat is actually, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, it's very cute. It's a little
Oh.
Santa.
Well, it's
or-
actually a wine bottle cover.
The truth comes out.
Okay, very fun.
So
Fun and
here we go.
festive.
There we
Okay.
go.
I like it. It's out of a wine
Neat,
bottle.
neat.
cover.
Who did say? Who said me? Who said me? Okay. All right. Oh my goodness. I'm not kidding you. It's Sherry. I am not,
Intention.
I
Sherry,
am
I'm-
not kidding you. Sherry Morgan. That's
That
you.
is funny.
Woohoo!
Okay, Sherry, I'm just putting my email in the chat, and send me an email, and we'll get together. We'll set a
Beautiful,
time to
thank
get together, and I'll get your address.
So funny.
Yeah. There we
Okay, now
go.
watch everyone just start saying.
So
That's
Alex, do you want to share yours?
Sure. So springboarding from your work here in the session, I'm offering a 1-hour coaching session, and will work with you to make your new beginnings 2022 even more head and heart meaningful, impactful, and celebratory for you. That's my gift.
That's awesome.
Woohoo! I'm gonna keep doing that.
All right. Who said me, 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 me?
Oh yeah, it's always so interesting to see who.
Denise. Denise, isn't it kind of interesting considering our little chat conversation we had earlier?
Hey,
Ah.
congratulations, Denise. Hey, Denise.
Go! Congratulations, Denise.
Oh my
Go,
goodness,
girl.
that blows me away.
Ooh, I love it when everything's so aligned. It's so fun.
Oh my goodness.
That's cool.
Good for you.
Okay.
Congratulations, Denise.
Denise,
Well-
my email is in the chat for you, so please send away. And
Okay,
we'll make this happen.
you bet.
So Michelle, do you want to share your gift?
Sure. I will. So I haven't written a book yet.
Not required, Michelle.
I'm like, honestly, over the past couple of weeks, I'm like, I need to write a book. No, I've got 2. No, I've got 3 ideas for a book. So maybe that's my next thing. Anyways, so I will be leading you through a vision boarding exercise, which includes gaining clarity on your core values and top 5 qualities that are needed to embody, to be embodied to live your best life, and then translate them into a vision board. And so this exercise is a great activity that you can share with your family over the holidays.
Okay.
So I'll take you through the exercise, and then you'll have to obviously do the vision board yourself.
All right.
Fun.
Let's see who this is.
And
Okay. This is going to Michelle Walker.
Oh,
Woo-hoo!
Michelle and Michelle.
Yay!
That's kind of
I
cool.
all right then.
That's sweet. Very
Congratulations.
Congrats, Michelle.
Thank you. I knew I was going to win that one. So
Michelle.
fun.
See?
This is,
See?
this
Just
is
keep sending me
great.
your vibes. Just keep sending me your vibes.
Boy, we've got some very powerful intentions being set here in terms of winners. That's
All
great.
right.
So Michelle, my email's in the box there. And then we can-
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah. so
Congratulations again.
Thank
And
you.
finally, I'm offering a copy of my Art of Change framework, and it's a 5-step framework based on the metaphor life is a dance and underpinned by the belief that embracing change is a creative process that opens you up to new possibility. And so it supports people both personally and professionally to navigate change. And along with that Art of Change framework, it includes a 30 to 45-minute coaching call with me to support you to apply that process to a transition you're working through now or you've experienced in the past and you feel the need for more clarity around it. So.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. I'll take that.
All right.
Okay. And the winner
France.
is France.
France.
Oh,
C'est pour toi,
France.
France.
Oh,
C'est pour
we're
toi.
here.
Félicitations. Félicitations.
Yeah. Félicitations. Exactly. Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, France, your intention wasn't that about building your mindfulness practice? No, seriously. 'Cause
Totally.
Pam's
I work
totally
in change
expert.
management too. So
And change management.
There you
See,
go.
look at all this synchronicity.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
There you
it.
go. France, I put my email address. I mean, there's one for Pamela, Female Wave of Change, but I put my business one in because it's creative life coaching and consulting. So just put that in the chat there.
thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay, then. Well, thank you, Christina, for that amazing magical hat.
Anytime anyone needs a magical hat, you know who to call.
The magical elf with the magical hat.
Hey, I
you
like it. I
go.
got the green going on too.
I
This
know
is-
you're totally elf.
Wait,
like,
I'll finish it with the hat. There we go.
I just realized we've gone over. We don't usually do that, ladies, but we were having so much fun. We went over time. Anyway, just so you know, I just want to thank you all for playing full out and coming tonight to be with us. Really, each and every one of you, thanks so much for being here and sharing your energy with the group. And our next call is, our monthly meeting is the third Wednesday of January. So it's January the 19th, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And the topic is leveraging emotional intelligence for exceptional leadership. And our featured guest is Cranla Warren, Dr. Cranla Warren, out of Toronto. She's from the Institute for Health and Human Performance. I think I always forget the second piece of it. But anyway, it'll be, she's an awesome person, has lots of expertise, and excited to have that conversation with her and to share it with us. So happy holidays, everybody. I wish you and your families well, whatever you celebrate. May it be in an awesome holiday season, end of year, and amazing 2022 for us all.
Yeah.
So
I was
take your time.
I invite everybody to unmute for one last woohoo. There you go. Everybody. Happy holidays, everybody. All the best for your intentions.
Happy holidays.
Don't forget to
Happy
connect for your
holidays.
lives.